Hello, this is Sultry Scarlet. I wanted to thank you for an awesome party. The venue was perfect. Sexy women and beautiful, hot men everywhere. It was phenomenal. The energy, the vibe, people indulging in each other. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for including me, and I hope this will be the first of many more that I can attend.
Hello and welcome to another episode of O Faces. I'm your host, Mrs. Mocha, and we're back tonight on the Dirty Girls Corner with two new guests. Well, kind of new guests, but yes, new guests. We have Kenzie Foxx and we have Sapphire on tonight. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Hi.
Don't act shy now, Sapphire. You guys were just fired the fuck up all day.
I know, right?
We got to have some words to talk when we're actually on the podcast, you know?
I know. We just did like a whole podcast setting it up.
Via group message, right?
Yeah. All with the dirty undertones.
Yeah, exactly. Kenzie had threesomes on the mind today. That's like every day, right?
Yeah, I prefer those. Well, threesomes, foursomes, and more sums.
Right. Gangbang professional over here. No big deal.
I know,
right?
My goal.
Say that again. Your goal. Listen,
your goal.
You literally were like you're almost there. I mean, what do you consider a gangbang? Let's just start with that.
I mean, I guess for me, probably 4 or more, just one right after another, like rotating. Yeah, I think that's what I probably consider it. Was I close?
I mean, everybody has their own definition. I wouldn't say that there's one number. I'd say it has to be more than 2.
Yeah, I would say, to me, I feel like, well, yeah, I would say probably 4 or more.
Kenzie?
I would say I'd say 30 or more, but 5 is perfect.
Did you say 30?
One in each hand. No.
Damn, girl.
Well, that'd be interesting. I think I did 30 in the Take 5 room, but
I would call that a train more than a gangbang. No.
Yeah. I think 3 to 5, and 5 is perfect.
I have done like 5 I think at the first Mocha we attended, I did 6 in a room. Mr. Mocha coordinated that. He was just like, hey, we're going to the room. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's go to the room. And then we were in there. I was in there with Carrie, actually, and 6 other dudes. And it was fucking great. Yeah, that was that's how we started the weekend for my first Mocha. I was not sad.
But what do the extra ones do? Like, just sit around and like high five each other?
Well, because there were 2 of us, they were all like,
oh, okay.
And I'm a natural pleaser, so I try to keep everybody occupied, even if I have to multitask to the 10th power. I mean, I like everyone to be happy. I mean, I'm not.
Oh, okay, because you said Carrie was in there with you, so.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not as professional with as Kenzie with the whole DP thing yet. Like that happens only depending on my alcohol level. I'm not to her professional level of just being able to do it every time now.
Oh, God. Well, actually, my husband set something similar for me up at Mocha one year too, but blindfolded me the whole time, and it was great. I don't know. I think there were 6 or 7 there, and it was only me. And you kind of just spin around in a circle and keep grabbing dicks and sticking them in your mouth, and then they. It goes around to the other holes too,
right. And then they're all focused on you the whole time. So they're focused on you. So I think that's part of the simulation. Like they're looking at this one chick saying, taking all these dicks. Like holy shit! Like wow, she's there. I don't even think they're thinking about. Well, I'm not getting fucked at this moment. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they like to take breaks in between, and because then they do fuck you the shit out of you, and then they take a break, and then someone else gets in there. I don't know. I never had a problem with any of them being bored.
Yeah, right. Right. I think I'm definitely in the same boat. I think it's just the stimulation and the vibe that you give off. Like, you know, I mean, if you're in the room and giving off like well, I'm really just kind of doing this because my husband wanted to see it, then they're going to fucking be able to notice, and they may get weird and it appears boring. But yeah.
No, they egg you on and they're like, go girl.
Yeah.
And, you know, take that dick.
I mean, like, I just started,
pussy.
like,
I
just started kind of like expanding my count at the same time. And like, it was exciting because they were like playing off of each other, and they were like hyping me up and shit. And I'm like, we're all high-fiving each other. And I always used to think like I was like, you know, not really into like the multiple at the time, but after a couple of weekends ago, I sometimes more is better.
Yeah. You can get, guys, don't take this the wrong way, but you can get fucked longer.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, we can end up going forever, whereas like sometimes the guys can't. So
yeah. Well, we don't have to keep our dicks hard, you know.
No. Yeah. Just somebody bring me a bottle of water and we're good.
Right. You need a towel boy and a water boy.
Wipe his sweat off of me. And
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. And that, like, funny thing about that is we deal, you know, I'm sure you guys too, we deal with like a lot of very respectful dudes, and they always like apologize, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I sweated on you. And I'm like, that shit is fucking hot. That is fucking hot. I mean, I wouldn't want it if it was like gym sweat and you were trying to fuck me, no. But if it's like sex sweat, fuck yeah. You can sweat my eye for all I care.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
I'll
just be blinking my eye for a few minutes, but I'm good to go. Keep sweating as long as you're fucking me good. You can... Well, I don't want to say do anything. We don't want to go too far.
No.
So, yeah. So, as far as gangbangs go, I agree with your number system, Kenzie, because it has to be more than two. That two is like a, what is that, a spit roast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, that's what I would consider it as, is just more of a spit roast versus a gangbang. But, yeah, I mean, so Sapphire stepped her game up. Great job. Great job. And we were sad that Kenzie missed it and couldn't be here for it, because
I was very sad.
Although there were a ton of like super awesome people, like the more people that we have here that have like the energy that everyone here has, it just makes it that much better, you know? Just like Mocha, when you're putting everybody, a whole hotel of people that have the same end game. Well, not the same, but everybody's there to fuck, you know?
Yeah, the same energy. Like, I mean, it's kind of like the same end game. Like, it definitely wasn't, you know, a meet and greet hotel takeover. It was, you know, when we describe Mocha, or we talk to Mocha, talk about Mocha to other people, like, we're like, and they're like, oh, that sounds fun. No. No, Mocha is DTF, and that's it. Like, if you aren't, then don't come. Yeah,
you need to be ready to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, people aren't gonna walk in and be all like, "Hey, we're going to the room to fuck," but they feed off your energy. If you want a bunch of dicks, that's the place to be. I'll say it 10,000 times.
I mean, some will.
Yeah, I'll say it 10,000 times. You're swimming in a sea of penis. You can't leave that hotel party and be like, well, shit, I didn't get any dick. Well, that was your own fault. You did something wrong.
Oh my God, right?
Oh, yeah.
You did something wrong.
Yeah, they have like the whole dance area nobody uses. It's like in other places like meet and greets, people are talking, they're dancing, they're doing a lot more of socializing, and I don't think a lot of them fuck.
Right, I agree, but I think we talked. Carrie and Megan and I talked on another podcast that couples dynamics are just different. Like, this party, I think, is specified to one type of dynamic, which would be, you know, hot wife or vixen stag or BBC, whatever. But it's one specific, I guess, kink would be the right word for it. I don't know if you guys have a better word for it, throw it in there. But I mean, it's geared towards that. So like everybody knows this is what we're going here for. So I think even the people that maybe think that they're going not to fuck end up doing it anyways. They're like, oh, we'll just go check it out. You can check it out, but you'll probably get some dick. And the couples parties are more there. You know, there's newbies there. There's people that have been there and been just there to watch. I mean, when we went to Takeover, it was great. It's just a different dynamic. It was like you said, there it's complete opposite. People were dancing till 2 or 3 a.m. The playrooms weren't overflowing at 11:05. You know, like Mocha. You know, it's just it depends. Both parties are good depending on what your dynamics are and what type of party you're looking for. If you're kind of new, then you know that might be the Takeover may be the party for you, but if you're new and you're just looking for BBC, then Mocha is definitely your event. So
definitely.
Yeah, but I mean that kind of leads us in. We were talking about gangbangs and other stuff. Sorry, we digressed, but that kind of leads us into like what we're going to talk about tonight, which is, you know, why women are scared to be slutty. I'm going to put it in a in a Mrs. Mocha term. Why are you afraid to be sexually liberated? Who told you in your life that this is not okay or that you shouldn't be this way? Did your husband say that to you? Did your, you know, parents tell you that when you were younger? Like, we don't need to be like all deep and emotional, but it's something that needs to be talked about, you know? So what do you guys?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what I guess led, and Kenzie or Sapphire, either one of you can start, but what prompted you to be able to be sexually free? Because did you know from the time that you were younger, like this is always something I wanted, but you just kind of hid it away in a box until, you know, your husband or whoever came on and said, hey, this is, you know, I'm gonna push this limit with her and see how far we can go, you know?
You go first, Kenzie.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, my mother was very like free and open. She was a hippie, but she still kind of put limits on me, and just society in itself always did. And I always felt like, okay, I'm going to make myself be this woman that men want to marry. But so there's always that thing, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? And there's all these sayings. And so society kind of makes women feel like, okay, you should hold back. You shouldn't give them sex. But I never, as a teenager, I was a slut. I mean, I just gave it all away.
Me too. I'm there with you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have sex right away. I gave everybody blowjobs. I was a blowjob queen, and I just thought if I just sucked the dick, I wasn't really fucking anyone, and I was still a virgin. You know, I mean, I was. Yeah. But
there was no penetration.
I sucked a lot of dick.
Right.
Yeah, but I always had a reputation of being a slut in high school, junior high, everything, and everyone talked about me. And then I was like, okay, if I'm going to want to marry somebody, I got to hold back a little bit. And the first two guys, well, no, not the first one, but okay, the last guy I was married to really liked me to be like, just, I guess, you know, that song, Freak in the Sheets.
Yeah.
In the streets. Yeah. Like, and they were saying like something like that, but did not want me to be around anybody else, was very jealous. And that just kind of stifled me, but I was having kids and it kind of, I was like, okay, this is fine.
You just
but then I'm done with that.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, even though I was, you know, put the kids to bed and I was watching porn secretly with a vibrator I hid in the drawer.
I'm fucking dead.
I met my current husband. Oh my God. He just kept pushing me to just like figure out who I was sexually. And when we first met, he asked me how much I masturbated. Like, I was like, what? I'm not supposed to talk about that. He's just like, well, then you know your own body, you know how to come better when we're having sex, you know, That was like the first thing he's asking me about. And then, they start asking about all your past sexual relationships. And you think that that's a bad thing because everyone was always, your number has to be low if you're, a decent person. And I'm like, oh, my number was actually lower than it was at Mocha this year. Oh my God. I love it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, and I said that as we were leaving Mocha, and my husband's like, you say that every year.
And then the number keeps going up.
And it's true every year.
Right. And but do you think because of like his when he first started asking you these questions, like, were you nervous and like wanted to hold back certain information? Because I know with me, when I met Mr. Mocha, like he asked me like on our third date, like, what are your fantasies? And I was like, this dude is weird as fuck. Why is he asking me this shit? But I wanted to tell him my fantasies. Of course, I wanted to tell someone, but that was always shit that I kept in my head. So I'm like, what makes this guy different that I should tell him something like that? Like what made you comfortable enough, I guess, with him to actually like come out and say it?
Yeah, I always told him, I said, I think you found a book of how to date me because nobody else has been able to figure it out. That he was able to, I don't know, he would ask me questions about my childhood, about my upbringing, about how past relations, like he was genuinely interested in everything about me, and nobody else ever really was. And he listened and he remembered it. And he asked me my fantasies, and I had to think. I said, I don't know. I've never even thought about it, like what my fantasies are. I know what turns me on, and so he would help me try and figure out what my fantasies are by what turns me on. And I mean, so we got into a BDSM relationship, which is what really helped me open up, because like he was my dom and I was his sub, and it was actually very empowering for me to just let go and let him take control of everything. And so then I would just open up and sexually, he would introduce things to me, like different toys and clothes. Oh my God. When we first met, he threw out all my shoes and took me shopping.
Were you wearing granny shoes with like flip-flops? And
I was, yes. Yes. I was a mom.
No, not my mom's shoes.
Yeah, right.
I was a soccer mom, yeah. And, he took me shopping, bought me like 10 pairs of high heels, bought me sexy clothes, introduced me to Yandy.
For those who don't know what Yandy is, just Google it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. And he still does. He'll still like just buy me some sexy. At first, he would just buy it for me, and I put it on. I'm like, where the hell am I gonna wear this? I go, my tits are hanging out, my ass is hanging out. I'm like spilling over everywhere. I can't wear this to a club. And he's like, well, yeah, there's clubs you can wear that to. But he just kept promoting my self-esteem and making me feel better about myself, my body, the way it looks, that nobody else ever did that. And I think that's that society belittles women so much that they feel bad about themselves unless they act a certain way to be accepted by everybody else.
Right. And I agree with that. And I think that a lot of people, when they don't understand something, they automatically shun it. They're like, "Ew, that's weird." Like, just like you're talking about the sub dom thing. Like, I did that with Mr. Mocha, and that is exactly how he got me out of my shell, was by just talking about fantasies, introducing different toys, tying me up, doing this, doing that. And as many people will go out there and be like, "Oh my God, you let him tie." I would never let anyone tie me up, because in their mind, they see all the fake ass BDSM stuff and they're like, oh, well, that guy's like beating his wife, or he's doing this. No. That's not how it works. Sub-dom relationship is about her pleasure. That's why there's a safe word, or, hey, I can't do this, or, whatever. But like you said, for me, the same thing. Like I'm always in control of like everything in our vanilla life. I like Mr. Mocha works, and then I was like the coordinator of the children, like you said. So to go into our basement and just let go for an hour or so was like, I think they call it subspace. To be able to go there for an hour or two, every night or every other night or whatever the case may be, was I would wake up the next day feeling like, and I say it all the time, feeling like a manager. Waking up like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, all right, kids, get up. Let's get some breakfast. So I agree with everything that you say. Like it's he came into your life and Mr. Mocha came into my life, and they could push those boundaries to where you see a different side of life. Because although we all live a secret life, I mean, you could say you live a double life, because society doesn't. If you walked around and said, oh yeah, last weekend I fucked 40 dicks in a Take 5 front room, no big deal. You can't tell your friends that at work. They'd be like, what the fuck?
Oh, hell no. I can't even tell them where I'm going on vacation.
Right. I'm going on a business trip with my husband, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, exactly.
But Sapphire, how about you? How do you feel like your significant other got you to kind of open up, and how did he break past your barriers? Because I know you're new. I don't want to say new, but newer to the lifestyle. You're 4 or 5 years in, right?
4 years in, yeah. So I was raised like Hispanic Catholic family, and so like just super conservative, and kind of like Kenzie, my teenage years, I was kind of a freak, and then I did what I thought I was supposed to do, got married, had kids, and the first one didn't work out. When I got into the second one, this one, I wanted to make sure I did everything right. I didn't do anything to screw it up. So I went super like June Cleaver kind of mode, because because society tells you that's how you get and that's how you keep a man, is you play that role. And so it took a lot of convincing for Bishop to like kind of break down my walls, to be like, no, look, this is who this is who you are, and this is who I want you to be, and this is who I'm fine with you being, and there are, Kenzie was talking about, getting clothes and everything like that. And it's interesting if you see, like, for me, the evolution of in the past 4 years of like, even how I dressed in the lifestyle, at first I started to, because I remember the first time that I wore a thong out in public, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, I can't be walking around with this hanging out. Like, what are you talking about? And so I would go like the super goofy kind of like silly dress where I would like wear tutus with everything, because at least that would cover something up, And then and from going from there to where now I'm like, yeah, I'm a badass bitch, and hear me roar kind of thing. It's just and there's times where I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do this, and June Cleaver starts to kind of like come back out, and I have to. It is it's a constant fight on trying to own your sexuality, because we do play this like secret life to where like Monday through Friday 9 to 5, or at the kids games, or PTA meetings or whatever, we're one person, and then behind closed doors or on the weekends we're another person. So it's kind of like you have to kind of walk it back and forth. I mean, some people own it right out, and great for them. I wish I could be there, but I'm not. But yeah, he constantly is having to Like, no, you are a badass bitch. Own that outfit. Like, I can't go out. My shits are hanging out. Yes, they are. And I want them to hang out a little bit more. Thank you, please. So and you know what another thing is I don't think, what's said often, because obviously our spouses or our significant others or our partners, you know, they hold a big key as well as we do in liberating ourselves. But when you find a squad of women who are there to build each other up as opposed to judge each other, like a genuine squad of women who are like, bitch, you look amazing. Where did you get that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I say that on here? I'm sorry.
You can say whatever you want. Just don't say, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think women in the lifestyle build each other up and give each other this confidence level. Now, I'm not gonna say that, you know, people don't talk behind people's backs or whatever. And as much
Right.
as we should be open minded, we're not at times. But when you find a squad who is like, yes, chick, rock that.
Mm-hmm.
There is something so freeing about that and so liberating. And that is something that I think people outside of the lifestyle don't understand and don't get, because I think society also not only trains us to be conservative, but also kind of trains women to go against each other for some reason. And so when you get in the lifestyle and you're opened up to this whole new world, like it's amazing and it's freeing. I think I kind of went off the subject.
No, you did.
No, I completely agree with that.
I do too. And like, even down to like before lifestyle for me, I did, like, I can say like I was already kind of wild as fuck before then. I know everyone's surprised. But
Not you.
right. But I was a lot of wild before then. And I remember I would go to clubs and I've never given a fuck, but I always followed society's rules, but like borderline, because I would go to a club and get out on the pole and dance by myself at certain clubs, like vanilla clubs in Atlanta. And I remember several people walking up to me saying, how do you do that? Like, they would think I was drunk, and I'm thinking I'm still freaking sober, because I was usually the DD. So I had to drive myself home. I was single at the times and several people would just be like, how do you do that? How do you go out and just go out to, I don't care who's looking at me. I'm here to have a good time. This is my outlet. This is what I do. You know, I had, you know, at the time I had 4 kids by myself, and that was what I did to have fun. I could go out and do, you know, because I didn't know about lifestyle, obviously, but I could go out and do that and kind of let loose and not care what anybody thought and kind of be my own little person, and then go back home and be, you know, Betty Crocker, you know?
Right.
So
yeah,
to me, that's like the part of the fun. It can be stressful sometimes, but that's part of the fun of being in the lifestyle and having the double life, I guess we can call it. You know, you have an outlet. So in regular life, you're less dramatic. Yeah. You're less of a damsel in distress. You're less of a bitch, because you're satisfying a hunger that I would say like human nature. I don't know, like an animalistic, I don't know if we can say that, but I just said it, but an animalistic urge. I mean, that's what, no matter what anybody says, they can't say that, oh, I don't sit around and just like Kenzie said, she used to watch porn. You can't say that you don't think about sex, or you don't, some guy, whether or not you're married to a vanilla guy or not, walks past you and you're like, damn, the things I could do to him, and you fantasized about it. But now it's just kind of, we'll say, like, I'm holding air quotes right now, but we'll say it's legal to fantasize about it and talk to your significant other about it, you know?
Yeah.
It just makes it that much.
Yeah, it's freeing that you can say anything, like around your lifestyle friends and your significant other. You can just be open. Like, you don't have to have a filter. You can just say what's on your mind and without, like, fear of repercussion.
Right.
Like, oh, they're going to think differently of me, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I
went through, like, all of junior high and high school, girls hated me. And It's just, and there was nothing I could do about it. It was just, girls are just their own worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's most of the problem. I think men are actually more accepting of women's sexuality.
I agree with that. I only ever had brothers, so that was part of my don't give a fuck attitude. So even like through high school, like I mean, when girls would, so I have a lot of fucks now compared to what I had when I was in high school. Let's just preface with that, okay? A lot of fucks now compared to what I did when I was in high school. I may or may not have fought a lot of chicks over stupid shit. So, but I always would have, women come up to me or girls come up to me and like, oh, you know, you're a whore, you're a slut, you're da-da-da-da. I'm like, you're just mad because you're not fucking that dude. Like, I would dead look at them and say that. I didn't care. You're just mad because you're not fucking them. But then I did,
awesome.
Just like you guys said, like I had kids, I got married. So I kind of was like, okay, maybe I'm out of that stage in my life. But then again, I met Mr. Mocha and I'm like, holy shit, this can still exist. Because she was still down in there, just way down in there. She was stuffed. She was stuffed down in there.
Yeah.
But
You brought her out.
yeah, oh yeah, she came back out very quickly. As soon as so our first experience with like him, like kind of testing the waters was him and I and a girl. Sorry, I'm trying to drink water. I'm choking on something and it's not a penis. So,
You need to be drinking something more exciting than water.
Right, exactly. Well, I was having some vodka too, but I had some water afterwards. So we had a threesome with this chick and I cried because I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know if I was supposed to be like insecure or jealous or like how it's like, I'd never seen anything like that before other than like on porno. So I didn't know what to do. So of course he like reassured me like, this is about you. Even the girl was super nice about it and like stopped and she was like, listen, this was for you. This is just like our dynamic because it was one of his friends. And I was like, okay, you know, that's fine. So we ended up, you're going to laugh really hard, but she ended up staying the night and we were all three like cuddling in the bed. I couldn't deal with it. I went home because Mr. Mocha and I didn't live together. I was like, yeah, I got to get out of here because it was different. And what do you do? And I have all these thoughts in my head, like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. This is not how things are supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like you're fighting yourself on what you want to do. So I go home, we talk the next day, Then like a few weeks later, he was like, I'm having my friend come over. All right, cool. He has his guy friend come over. And I remember that it's probably like the most terrified I've ever been in our relationship was because he walked out of the room because the guy was having a hard time getting hard. But again, we'd never been to trapeze. We'd never been to any meet and greets, no parties, no, we'd never swapped with a couple. Like he was literally like testing the waters to see what I was good with and what I wasn't. He walked out of the room and my heart sunk. And it wasn't because I wasn't having a good time with the guy. The guy was super nice, hot, but I don't know any of the rules. And I'm like, did he leave the room because he's upset with me? Because I came from a vanilla relationship and my ex-husband was the same as Kenzie's, like very insanely jealous. He wanted me to be super freaky with him, but insane. I wasn't allowed to be around anyone else. So in my mind, that's all that shit's going back through there. I'm like, oh my God, is he going to be mad at me? Are we not going to talk again after tomorrow? Because I really like this guy. And then, but I had to get over myself, you know, like but those jitters, I guess, or whatever you may call it, like it was very easy to get over him because as soon as he came back in the room, I could tell that he was okay. So the comfort level went straight back to what it was before, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be
Yeah,
silent.
I had similar issues in the first time. Because I was in my head, is he going to be mad at me? Is this a mistake? Is he going to think differently of me? You know, but he didn't leave me alone for a long time because we usually play together as a threesome with another guy, and that's what we did the first time. We hadn't been to a club. We met this guy on one of the dating sites, and we met him out, and I don't know. I was feeling like, okay, I need to like this guy. I need to have some kind of something, chemistry or whatever with this guy. At this point, I didn't know what I was looking for. So I was like, we're at the beach, and I was like, okay, let's go for a walk on the beach. And he kissed me. We all three of us held hands, and it was just. And then I was like, okay, fine, let's go back to a hotel. And it was just weird because now I'm just like, okay, let's go back to
Right.
Then I was like, okay, do I need to get to know this person? Do I need to feel anything? Because there's nothing. But no, you just need to feel like you want to get fucked. And it was totally different. I had no idea.
But don't you like look back?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm the same way. Like I used to be like, I used to think like, well, I have to have some kind of connection, and now I'm like, no, let's just go. Like, so yeah, I think the whole thing is there's constantly this evolution that you have to just understand that you're constantly going to grow and change, and nothing's really going to stay the same. And it's not that you have to allow yourself to understand that it's not that you're hiding something. It's not that you're suppressing something. It's just that, oh, hey, I just happened to randomly be in the Take 5 room, and Kenzie looked like she was having a good time. That might be something that I want to try, even though I've told myself I haven't wanted to try that, you know? And so you have to kind of allow yourself to open up, because even in what we do, I find myself saying like, oh, no, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. That's way too much for me. When really, you know, like, I think secretly I'm like, yeah, that would be fun, but I have guilt for wanting that. So,
or do you feel like you're in a group of people that maybe don't accept that, so you don't say that you want that because they'll look at you like, ew.
Yes, and that's why I said, like, you know, as much as we're supposed to be open-minded in the lifestyle, to some extent we still aren't. And so when you, again, circling back to the, you know, your squat, when you find, you know, girlfriends, couples, you know, single guys, people that your spouse gels with, like, that just are completely open and free, and like, especially when you find, I get so annoyed because I think single guys in the lifestyle get such a bad rap, and they tend to be, if you, I mean, obviously there's, you know, bad apples out there, but I can honestly think I don't ever think I've been around, and maybe I just like shoot off a don't fuck with me vibe or something. But like every single guy that I've ever been around is just so like, what can I do for you? Like, you know, like, I'm here for you kind of thing. And,
but also, do you think that has to do with Bishop?
Myself. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I, you know, obviously Bishop goes off and does his own thing. I do my own thing at times. And so there's this kind of dynamic where I'm by myself, but I think they also know that at any moment, you know, he's around. And then also, like, he's just super fucking cool. So they're all like his boys. So obviously nobody's gonna cross him, just like, you know, Mocha or Kenzie's husband, because they know, you know, he's there, and he's, I guess maybe that's where I'm spoiled, is that I have that kind of like dynamic where I could walk around by myself and carry myself on my own, knowing that he's there, just like any of us. But, you know, the three of us can walk through a room, and I don't really have to worry about anything, because it's, you know, he's allowed me to kind of be independent in this realm. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. And although like in the beginning, I didn't want the independence, I can say I was kind of clingy, not super clingy to Mr. Mocha, but more clingy than I would have liked, only because I thought that's what I had to do. Just like in the beginning, I thought I had to play with girls. Like I was more clingy to him, but when I realized that I was fine by myself, and also too, because I'm only that comfortable if there are, just like you said, Bishop's friends are there, or they're his boys or whatever. When you know enough people, it's comfortable enough just to walk around and be like, well, whatever. I'm fine. You know, I got enough people around me that I'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, like at Mocha, I borrowed Kenzie's husband a couple of times because
me too.
somebody was bothering me, so I just grabbed him and I was like, "Oh yes, this is my boyfriend." So
I have to tell Kenzie, when we were in the Take 5 room together, your husband was fucking awesome. So I think that I was getting fucked by Bishop. I don't know. There was dicks everywhere.
You think?
Yeah. But there were dicks everywhere. And he like grabbed my face at one point in time and he was like, God, that's so fucking hot. And I was like, oh, I'm fucking even harder now. Cause you know, like just when people say and like do certain things, it's like like you said, Sapphire, it's like they're your cheerleader. Like you want to do more now. Cause I've got all this encouragement around me. Like, let's go. But thumbs up to Kenzie's husband for that, because that made me want to just go even harder. I was like, oh shit, okay.
he has a way of pushing you gently without realizing he's pushing you, even as not your husband. It's hard to explain if you haven't been around him, but yeah, he gently nudges you without you even knowing, and the next thing you know, you've got 3 dicks around you, and you're like, oh, hey, thanks. Thanks for the encouragement.
You did that.
See, that's what I was talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and this was actually the first year I felt, because he'll stand there the whole time in the Take 5 room and police the area.
Right.
I mean, kind of like Mr. Mocha was doing for you. But this is also like, I'd sit up and be like, no, get him for me. And I'd point out a guy and he'd grab him and bring him over. Hey, do you want you? And then I'd be like, oh, no, not that one. This one over here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It was the poor guy that got excited for a brief second. Like, no, not you. Not you.
Sorry, no. You're the wrong dick. I'm going to need the guy next to you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he is very, like I said, that made my like Take 5 between Bishop and Kenzie's husband. Like that made my Take 5 moment, other than the fact that I tapped out and pushed Sapphire's husband on you because I had to tap out. I'm like, oh, there's
he will go anyway. He's pushed.
Yeah. Oh, there's Kenzie. Yeah, you can go over there. He was like, oh, I guess you're done. Yep. I'm good. I didn't even ask Kenzie. I'm like, oh, she's empty. She can have someone over there.
I'm the go-to.
Right. Well, you look bored next to me, so I wanted to make sure you were good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's what girlfriends are for.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Make sure my holes are filled.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, she was not. No. Oh, yeah, she's done with that guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, she wanted you. I know she did. Because I got to tap out.
I'm dying.
And let me just preface in saying, like, I guess it's too late to preface, but I did not like Sapphire's husband. It's good dick. Okay, we'll just say that. It was good dick. I just needed to take a break.
Was that his big dick night where he,
Yeah.
That was that was the big dick night.
Yeah, where he like tried to kill one of my ovaries with his dick. Yes, that was that night.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was painful for me.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I'm glad it wasn't just me. I was like, oh my God, like I can always take some dick. Like, what the fuck are you being a bitch? Like I'm telling myself in my mind, like, you're being a bitch. Just take it. Just take the dick. And I couldn't. I was like,
dying.
Okay. All right. Okay. We gotta, all right. We're just going to have to take a break. Oh,
we're just going to have to pawn him off on Kenzie.
Yeah. Kenzie's there. You know what? She looks like she's done. Oh, Kenzie said she wanted you to fuck her.
I'm dying.
Poor Bishop. And not to like completely change the subject, but I was talking to a friend about just like certain sexual aspects today. Like her husband was like saying like, sometimes I need a break from her fucking. And I said to him, like, we all have so many, we cannot complain. The things we do complain about, like, are nothing compared to vanilla shit. Like, I can't complain that my pussy hurts for 2 days because I got fucked by a bunch of dudes. I really shouldn't complain about that. You know?
No, I know. I know, right? Yeah.
I can't complain when
It's
Mr.
like,
Mocha
if you
doesn't.
look at-
Go ahead, Kenzie.
No, I was just saying, if you look at your marriage as a whole and like all the good that outweighs any of the bad is just mostly in the vanilla area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so it seems so minimal because the rest of it's so good.
Oh yeah.
And the lifestyle it opens up your communication so much that you get everything you want out of a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, everybody should do it. No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I agree. Even if you don't go like balls to the wall and go to the extreme that like we are doing, but just, you could go watch the energy at just even like the takeover parties is good. It's a good energy. And for the most part, you'll always have somebody that has a judgy comment or they don't agree with what you're doing. But like, just like, I think I saw something on Twitter the other day about cuckolds. Like, it's just not a dynamic you understand, but that doesn't mean that you need to say something shitty about it because that's that guy's preference. This is our preference. Your preference may be, I only want to play with girls in front of my husband. That's fine. If that is what turns you on and that's what you want to do in your relationship, you don't have to be full on whores like us. Okay. You can just do what makes you and your spouse comfortable, what you've fantasized about or whatever. Because like I've said several times, several episodes, fantasize about it first while you're fucking, because that that's like the tell all, but I think it does help because then you'll kind of like, for me, when I fantasize, it puts me in a different mindset. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Does it put you like in a different?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what. My husband's name is Damien. I didn't want to confuse.
That's fine. You're good.
With so during sex, that's how we got started on a lot of this. And he still does it. He's very good at painting a whole picture of an entire fantasy during sex, like the whole I just even like about the threesomes, about the DP, about what turns you on, what makes you what do you want? Tell me what you want right now, and just shit like that. Dude, the whole time he's fucking me.
And does he like to hear about your experiences like during sex after you guys have done something?
We used to. That's how we used to do that. I used to talk about it. That's how he got me to talk during sex because I never talked during sex at all. He'd ask me questions about what we just did and what do you want to do more of, stuff like that.
And look at you now, making videos.
Yeah,
Kenzie.
Look at me now.
Look at you now. I've watched some of your videos, ma'am. I know all about you now.
Oh, you did.
All about you. Watching some of your online sites. Put it that way. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, here's the thing. It's good shit. It's good content. I'll say that. But yeah, I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But I like Sapphire said, we all have our level of comfort, and now I feel more so than any time in the lifestyle. I've found a tribe of women that I can actually be around that and I've always been completely myself, but women have not always been comfortable around me because they're intimidated by the amount of things that come out of my mouth, which sounds crazy, but I have always if I have a friend, whether that's her dynamic or not, my thought is, if you're my friend, I can tell you everything that I do. It shouldn't bother you. That doesn't mean, and I always say to them, because I feel like I'm a very nice and respectful person, that doesn't mean I'm going to do that with your husband. If I know that's your dynamic, I'm not going to do that. I won't break your rules for mine, because I don't have very many rules on my end anyway, so I have more freedoms than you do. But I wouldn't mess up our friendship or whatever to do that to you. So I think that kind of brings us to the next thing. Like, I mean, women in the lifestyle, you do have, I think Sapphire and I have talked about it, you do have friends that you play with, but it's not the same dynamic as what you would have at a Mocha party, which is okay.
Right.
But don't be upset or be jealous because you're supposed to be my friend. Don't be upset or jealous if I tell you, hey, I had 17 BBCs at my house this weekend and had a party and fucked all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be upset about that. And Mr. Mocha had to tell me that it's intimidating. But I don't, if you're my real friend, I don't feel like I need to filter myself. I will to an extent, but I don't want to like you said, Kenzie, it's lifestyle. You want to be able to say whatever you want to say or whatever you want sexually or whatever, you know?
Yeah. And I actually don't have any vanilla friends anymore, except people I work with. And so, yeah, it's because it's too difficult to, I mean, and then you're busy doing lifestyle things and you never end up doing anything with your vanilla friends because do you want to waste that evening? It's not a waste, but you know, there's so many activities to do in the lifestyle. And then you have like this Friday night that a friend is having a vanilla party and you're just like, so how much time we're going to spend there? and then they all fall off to the wayside, and the only people I got left that are vanilla are at work. I can't say anything to them. So my real friends are in the lifestyle, and I feel like I can say anything because, I mean, most of them are into the same thing I am. And they're very big cheerleaders, like, you know, like Sapphire. So, yay. Yeah. I mean, it's great because, yeah, they tell you look hot, you know, cheer you on if you fuck 10 dicks in one night. I mean, there is no judgment whatsoever, and it's just great.
Yeah. I mean, it
yeah,
makes...
no, I
Go ahead, Sapphire.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, yeah, because I like at Mocha, you know, and I had talked to you before about it, Mrs. Mocha, like seeing the confidence that you had walking around, like it did something to me. And just in knowing Kenzie and talking to Kenzie, and she's really done a good job of just like pulling the slut out of me without like making me feel proud of it. And yeah, I do still have vanilla friends. We have, you know, friends that our kids have been friends with since they were, you know, in kindergarten. And so it's hard to kind of like disconnect from that. And we do have to go to vanilla parties, but we're usually texting each other across the room, like 10 more minutes, right? Yeah. 10 more minutes. And then we're heading out. Like,
or like them getting wild is like getting drunk and passing out. And you're like, holy shit, can we go home yet?
We went to a risque game night one time with our vanilla friends, and like I was like, oh my god, please shoot me in the head now, please. Like, is this almost over? Like as you're walking up to the party, you're already rehearsing your getaway plan, you know. So yeah, but we do have vanilla friends still that we do things with, but yeah, there is like, to me, there's nothing like, we've got like several different kind of dynamics that we're friends with. And, but I would say where our heart and soul is the BBC hot wife kind of like dynamic group, because those are the people who like understand and don't judge us because like, you know, he can go off and do his thing, I can go off and do my thing. Like, you know, like you guys said, you know, I can have 10 dicks in one night. It's not an issue for anybody. The only issue is that I didn't have 11. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
why didn't you have 20 last night? You know? Yeah.
You left 3 guys hanging. What are you talking about? Like,
right.
so, yeah. So like you ladies have done a great job, and just, you know, Mrs. Mocha, just in meeting Megan and Carrie, like brief interactions with them that I can remember. But even just their dynamic and their energy and their, I can't think of what those, like their self-confidence, like that they oozed. It's infectious, and it's like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm not a bad person. Like, I can do this.
Mm-hmm. And I have to say, like, you know, I'm not again, I hate being like so serious all the time, but it needs to be said. But no matter your size, your height, how you feel like you look, there's somebody in the lifestyle. And a lot of the women are very empowering, but there's somebody or someone in the lifestyle for you, period. Everybody has their fetish. You could be 400 or 500 pounds. There's a guy out there that likes big chicks. Have you guys seen OnlyFans or ManyVids or any of that shit? That is a fetish, and that there are people out there that like those types of things. And I'm not body shaming or at all. I'm just telling the women that feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so big, I could never do what they're doing. You would be fucking surprised.
Oh yeah, definitely. There was a time where we were trying to set up a full swap situation, and it turned out that there wasn't really a vibe coming off from the guy, and so it ended up being a threesome with Bishop and the wife and the husband. And the wife is like this younger, just super cute, petite, gorgeous Barbie doll, and you know, the husband's muscular, attractive, whatever, and you know, I'm 49. I've got some cellulite on my legs. You know, I color my grays, things like that.
49 and fine as fuck, bitch.
And so for a little bit after that, like, I was super self-conscious to where I was like, what's wrong with me? Why wasn't he attracted to me? Like, why didn't he want to include me? And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Okay. First of all, I'm not even attracted to him, so why am I worried about it? And then there are these 10 fine-ass black guys who are like falling all over themselves to get my attention, and that is what I am attracted to. And that one, like, I didn't even know it was possible to have a 12-pack, but that one has one. Like, what? Like, why do I care? Why do I care what this one guy thinks about me? Because there are plenty of other guys over here that, like, make me feel like I'm the queen of the world. So yeah, like there is, the lifestyle is amazing at your self-confidence. You just have to open up and allow yourself to embrace it and to accept it, to receive it. Yeah, receive it.
Right. And if you walk in slumped over and like, oh, it's okay to be shy, for sure. Because anybody's first event, you may not be crazy, whatever, but you know, walk in with just a little bit of confidence. You walk past the guy, you smile at him a little bit, whatever. I can assure you, he's probably going to talk to you. There's a big likelihood, like I said, there's somebody out there for everyone. And there's also people that are not going to be your cup of tea or vice versa. So you also can't sit around and get offended because, oh my God, that guy didn't talk to me. You're not always going to fuck everyone, which is fine. Because at Mocha, there's 300 dicks there? I think you got plenty of choices.
And no, I mean, there's something for everyone. I mean, some people don't like fake pics. Some people only like hairy pussies. Some people, I mean, it's very like, and I've found this out over the course of this journey.
I'm sorry
I
to all the women that have hairy pussies. No offense at all. Like, we're not here to shame anyone, but
No.
I mean, it's true. It's true.
It's true. No, I had an agent tell me, can't you grow some hair on your pussy and take those piercings out? They want it all natural. And I'm just like, no, it's lasered off. It's never coming back.
Right.
I'm like, and if it could, I would not. I'm sorry, that's not me. Like, but there's some guys that love it. There's some guys that hate it. I mean, and then vice versa on a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, there's many different shapes and sizes of men, and that's what I like. I mean, and then people, you're not for me, but this one's for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, and to go off what you said about hairy pussies, Kenzie, I'm sorry, but we had a trip to Hito, and there was a guy there, and I had only let it grow out for a few days because I'm not lasered. I get waxed, but I let it grow out at the time I was shaving. Okay. No one judge me out there. Yes, I was shaving. So I let it grow out. I had to let it grow out for like 3 or 4 days before I could shave it off. And I'm a natural redhead, so my hair grows back very thin. So it wasn't like I was walking around with a bush, but I did have some red down there. So yes, redheads really have red vagina hair. Everyone, just so you know, PSA, it's really red. So I go into like this couple's room the first night we're there, and he was like, oh my God. Like, he was obsessed with my red pussy hair. Like, I think he took 50 pictures of just my pussy with the hair on it. God only knows how much he sold those pictures for, but whatever. He had a good time. I didn't even have sex with the guy. He just took pictures of the hair on my pussy. So I can see where that is a fetish. But I haven't let it grow out since then, just so everyone knows.
It's a rare find.
But I didn't know that. I've always had red pussy hair, so I didn't know that was like a different thing. I didn't even know there was such thing as like blonde pussy hair until I saw my friend one day when I was like 17. We're in the locker room, like, that's weird. And she's like, what? I was like, dude, you have blonde hair? And she was like, yeah, my hair on my head is blonde, weirdo. And I'm like, well, I didn't know because mine's always been this color. Yeah. So anyways, but everybody has their fetishes. Everyone has their kinks. Everyone has their body types.
Hey, Bishop's coming in and interrupting. He's saying hi to everybody.
Tell him we're doing a podcast.
Hey, Bishop.
She said we're doing a podcast. Leave us alone.
Oh my God. Anyways, I don't want to go off on a tangent. I know we've been on for it. Tell him we all said hello, waiting for the penis, waiting for round 2 or 3, I guess now.
Oh yeah, it'll be there. Trust me.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. But yeah, I guess the whole point of the episode was just kind of talk about, don't slut shame people. You don't know about their life. I don't care who you are or what you do, what marriage you're in, whatever. Somebody told you that wasn't okay, but that doesn't mean that's what's in your head or what you really don't want to do that. You can't tell me that. Everyone has some type of fantasy or fetish or whatever the case may be. Period. They just, it's there for everyone.
Right. And I think what people outside don't understand is how empowering it is for us women. Like, and yeah, I don't think that they understand how empowering it is for us women. People outside will look at it and be like, a lot of people think like the husbands drag the women into it. And obviously sometimes there probably is that, I mean, there is that scenario, but if you get in it for the right reasons, it's very empowering. I mean,
It's
Yeah,
a confidence
I can't say that enough.
booster.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
is.
because my marriage is good. I know you guys' marriage is good. So even though you always want the attention of your spouse, that's why people cheat, because they see, oh, well, this person looks at me differently than my husband that I've been married to for 20 years or whatever, however many years. I'm not saying that's the only reason people cheat, but it's a different type of attention. Just like Mr. Mocha and I've had to say, it's new pussy or new dick. So it's going to be different. The way you move your body is going to be different. The way you fuck that person is going to be different. The way you suck their dick is going to be different because you want to impress them the first time, just like you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you're not really dating. You just know it's going to be, hey, I'm going to fuck this person and I can get up and put my clothes on and there's no strings attached and it's great. And no one talks about it later unless you decide to text each other later down the road, you know? Do around 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyways, I know I'm just rambling now. So do you ladies want to tell everybody about your OnlyFans? Ooh.
Sure.
Just give what your OnlyFans names are and or mini vids, whatever you want to give out, or Twitters, or Kenzie, you can go.
Well, all mine are easy. They're all Kenzie Foxx. Well, Twitter's at Kenzie Foxx, and it's KenziFoxx, and that's just the I, not the IE. And like OnlyFans is the same thing. Well, it's onlyfans.com/Kenzie Foxx, and ManyVids, same thing. And except my Instagram is Kenzie Foxx 3X because I've gotten 2 accounts shut down.
Dang, Kenzie.
Yeah, so the 3 X's should be able to keep it up.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't get up off any red flags at all. No red flags at all.
I just got
Nothing
got
to
a
see
picture
here.
taken down. Yeah, I got a picture taken down yesterday. Oh no, it was this morning. No cleavage, fully dressed. I mean, but it said Naughty America on it because it was from when I did the shoot with Naughty America. So they told me it was sexually explicit.
Probably because you said America on it.
Yeah, maybe that's that. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? You know, Instagram's weird. We don't really use that. But so Kenzie does have some really good stuff on her OnlyFans from what the previews I've seen, and her mini vids if you're into some kink shit, because I have to say I've watched a few of her clips and I'm like, okay, why is my pussy wet? I'm just kidding, Kenzie. But she's good. She's good. Okay, you want to see some of her stuff. So definitely want to look at Kenzie's stuff. Subscribe to her page, whatever you gotta do. And then Sapphire, what are your OnlyFans right now? What's your OnlyFans?
So my OnlyFans is Sapphire, SAPPHIRE_Cox, COXXX. And then my Twitter is Sapphire Cox, no underscore, just one word. So we got a mini vids, but it's not really anything right now. I'm working on setting that up. I've recently discovered the joys of TikTok, so I'll be posting that information on my Twitter, so you can find me on TikTok. Me and Kenzie are going to get together, and me and you are going to get together. All 3 of us are going to get together and do some amazing TikTok shit.
We are. I've saved some more videos this week. We just need to get Jason Love, if you're out there.
Holler.
Yeah, exactly. We're all in. I mean, Kenzie, are you in? I didn't ask. Are you in, Kenzie?
Oh yeah, I'm all in.
Okay. Yeah, we're all in.
I've applied. I never get called.
Damn, Kenzie. Maybe we just need other resources for that. So we'll look into that. So if Jason Love, if you ever listen to this episode, find us on Twitter, ManyVids, OnlyFans, whatever.
We're going to hashtag the shit out of this podcast.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So go and subscribe to these ladies. Both of them are awesome. We call Sapphire Sapphire with the big booty. Okay. So even if you guys just look at her Twitter, you're going to see it. Okay. She's very awesome on top of that, but her booty gives it all away. And once you see her Twitter, you're going to be like, oh, that's what she was talking about. And Kenzie has clips of her mini vids and stuff on there, and they're fucking hot. Okay. We're just going to say that. They're fucking really hot. And then me, of course, I have OnlyFans also. Mine's at Mrs. Mocha's with an S. So MRSMOCHAS. And then I also have I've had a mini vids. I just haven't really put it out on here. And I'm Scarlet Apple on mini vids if anybody wants to find me. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. Don't yet, because it's, I'm not that good yet, but I'm getting better. No, I'm just kidding. You can look it up. But, and then last but not least, I have to talk about Splash Mocha and Splash Takeovers. If either I know there's a Mocha in November that is sold out. They're still doing day passes if you guys are there. That one's in Houston. There's also a Mocha in March. Don't ask me the exact dates because I'm really bad about looking at it before we get on the episode. And there's also another takeover next June in Atlanta. If you guys sign up for any of that stuff, please use our OFACEZ, OFACEZ affiliates code. That would be great. We'd love you guys for it. We love you guys anyways. But I appreciate Sapphire and Kenzie being on. And I forgot to turn our music on. Mr. Mocha's gonna be mad. I don't have Carrie and Megan here to direct me. You need to turn the music on. But I really appreciate you guys being on the episode tonight. And so last minute, it was great. It was great. And I
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope you guys can be back on.
Anytime.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you, ladies. And goodbye
All right,
from the
good night.
Mochas. Good night.